Hey everybody, welcome to the latest episode of SMG Viewers Comments. Just want to give a big shout out to everybody who came and hung out on Thursday night for the SMG live event. That was a lot of fun. I think we had like 300 people at once at one time. Myself, TJ, and Brandon would just like to thank everyone who came out. That was so much fun. Anyway, let's get right to it.
Hey Glenn, cheap guitar plus expensive amp versus expensive guitar plus cheap amp.
For me, I would definitely put my money into a great amp before I put my money into a great guitar, because honestly, these days you can get a pretty good guitar for not a lot of money. I'm going to be reviewing one of those very shortly, hopefully middle of this week, middle of next week. It's coming, it's just I'm waiting on a few things from other people to contribute. But I would definitely say put some cash into a good amp. I mean, you know, you can probably find a used 5150 on the market for reasonable price, and that's going to go a long way. That'll last you a very long time. And not only a great head, but you should also check out buying a great cabinet. A Mesa cabinet is not cheap, but it will last you your lifetime and will mic up great and will not let you down. That is the one Mesa product that is absolutely magnificent, stellar in every way, and I use it on pretty much everything. Again, put your money into a great amp. You know, the Rev stuff is absolutely incredible. Not the cheapest amps on the market, but I guarantee you buy one, you're going to be using it for the rest of your life because they're just so versatile. Even the little guy up here, I've started to mess around with this, the 740, and for 40 watts, it's got an excruciating amount of power behind it. It really kicks ass, so there you go. So bottom line, I would definitely say put some money into an amp over a guitar. As long as the guitar stays in tune and sounds half decent, you're really not going to have an issue.
Hey Glenn, have you ever thought about switching to tape? Knowing it can give a warmer tone to the band's performance.
Okay, I came up in the tape days, and the one thing they never tell you about tape is you spend half your time fixing the fucking machine. Seriously, man. I mean, Studers break down all the time, and you gotta put time into maintenance and all this shit. Not to mention the reels of tape are $350 American. So whatever country you live in, do the currency conversion. And that's for 30 minutes of tape at 15 IPS. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong there. It's been a while. Anyway, yeah, 2-track tape is notoriously expensive, and you can't edit it like you can digital. Sure, you can track to it and then edit after, but still, I mean, the big question is, do a lot of today's bands, can they actually, perform on tape? Do they have what it takes to record on tape? You know, the reason so many records back in the day were so great is because the musicianship had to be great because you couldn't fake it. So again, that's the big question for me these days is half the people coming through the door in my studio, would they even be good enough to record on tape?
Glenn, I like Slate as much as the next guy, but I just can't justify the iLock. What do you think?
Well, truthfully, I think the iLock is a great big fuck you to the legitimate users. Don't get me wrong, the coders have every right to get paid for their work. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying there needs to be a better solution. Like I said, I think a Steam subscription-based solution would probably work a lot better than a fucking iLock. That way you can log in no matter where you are, what machine you are, that kind of thing. Dragging an iLock along, that's something that can get lost real easy. So that's my whole take on it. Let's get rid of the iLock and let's get plugins involved with Steam somehow. I think that would just solve a lot of issues. But as it stands, I can't stand the iLock, but the Slate plugins are fucking amazing, and so it's kind of a necessary evil at this point.
What a self-righteous asshole!
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say something that violated your safe space? Did I say something that might have offended you? Oh, you poor thing, cry me a fucking river!
Glenn, Abandoned All Ships is back together. Kill me, please.
Oh man, Abandoned All Ships got back together. Fuck, isn't that some kind of UN human rights violation or something like that? I mean, fuck, if they can get Zoe Quinn and Anita Sarkeesian to go up there and go, oh, people are saying mean things on the internet and we should stop that. There should be some kind of fucking worldwide ban on Abandoned All Ships just because they're so fucking atrocious.
Okay, I can't stand it anymore. As someone who has played bass for over 30 years, I'm sick and tired of all the crap you get for telling the truth about bass players.
If bass players want me to stop ripping on them, it's pretty simple. They can always just practice.
Ejector seats? A rancor pit would be better. Then you can record the screams, and that will probably sound better than anything they were trying to play.
You know what? That is a fucking absolutely magnificent idea. A rancor pit in the studio. I should start a GoFundMe campaign for something like that. Just install it right here. Oh, you didn't bring new strings? Boom! You had 6 months to learn the material and you didn't bother? Boom! Yeah, the screams alone would be fucking amazing. Does anybody know where I can get a good used rancor for cheap?
Glenn, when are you going to finish the Beck Mongolian Chop Squad cover song?
Yes, we are going to finish that. Yes, it's being worked on right now. We're just waiting for the vocalist to recover from pneumonia and waiting on a certain lead guitar player to send me his finished track. Isn't that right? Anyway, it's coming together, though. It's hopefully you guys like it. I mean, yeah, it's a fucking power ballad, so immediately all the gent kids are going to jump all over it. And that has melody, and that has singing. But, you know, for somebody who grew up in the 80s, I heard the original, and I'm like, okay, this is a metal power ballad. So that's what I'm going to do with it.
434, okay, that made me laugh. I mean, the government is pretty strict about metal music, and a few weeks ago they arrested a band called Confess just because they did metal. But don't worry, we don't get arrested because of watching YouTube videos, although the website is banned, and we need a VPN in order to get connected and watch your study. I myself am bass player, as you might know, and I've got a lot of inspirations from you. Thank you, Glenn.
Wow, dude, thanks so much for chiming in. I think that's really amazing that there are people who live in that part of the world who do follow the show. Thanks for jumping through the hoops with VPNs and whatnot to get past the censors. That's fucking awesome. I just want to talk a couple minutes here about that band that was thrown in jail for blasphemy. I think it's absolute fucking bullshit. Nothing says your God is all-powerful and almighty like throwing some people in prison for you know, and it's asking questions or bringing up points that might make that religion look bad. You know, maybe your God isn't so tough after all. Like I said, you know, the best advice I can give, especially in a theocratic country like that, is if you are able, and I don't even know if this is possible, just don't go to religious services, because when you defund them, you depower them. And I think that's the real way how to stop religion and stop superstition, is just don't give them any money. Hey guys, just a couple points I want to bring up before I wrap up today's show. Sturgis is releasing the Drumforge Clipper today. I've been playing around with a pre-release, and it is most excellent when it comes to live drums. This is a really cool clipping program, but it's got a couple of extra EQ options, and the clipper is a multi-band, which is fucking awesome for tweaking out drum sounds. It's very cool for like throwing it onto like a drum bus, or just to kind of finalize the sound, just to get stuff to sit in the mix a little bit better or jump out of the mix a little bit better. It's a really handy tool, and I'm going to be doing a full review on it in a few days, and I'm gonna run it through its paces and show you guys exactly what it does, because I think it's a really fucking cool program, especially for a guy like me who works with live drums. Almost forgot, still got 2 slots available for Wednesday nights one-on-one Skype sessions. You got some questions, you need some coaching, check it out, spectremedia.ca/shop. Anyway, that's it for this week's episode. Please keep those comments and questions coming. If you haven't, please subscribe and share this video with your friends. Every little bit helps. Take care, guys. I'll see you next time.